clear, convincing evidence of why Hope Trans should not be on the roads
They're
at all.
probably pulling loads right now.
Well, they are. They just got a freight
Yeah.
guard. Someone messaged me. They just got a freight guard because of a stolen load. They're on their third that I can clearly prove USDOT, which brings them to like, I forget how many wrecks that they've had and how many people have been killed because of these drivers. They have new USDOTs ready to go, freight brokerage
on the shelf.
And
Yeah.
and so at some point someone's going to listen. I don't know when.
Well, yeah, think about that when you're taking your families on road trips for Labor Day. Like, these people are on the road right now driving next to you. And when you're going 65 miles an hour down a highway and the only thing between you and that 85,000-pound truck is a painted yellow line and 3 feet from somebody driving in the opposite direction that has slept 3 hours in the past 3 days, realize that's the risk you're taking every time you drive down a highway, because they're doing nothing about this. Nothing.
That's starting to surface, thank God. That God has blessed us with President Trump, because he's not going to tolerate it. He's made that clear. He's got support for this, and he's been pushing, the executive order for English proficiency, but also the investigation of these CDLs. Yeah. And then Secretary Duffy, huge blessing. He's all over it. The problem is
Duffy has its full plate, and he needs help.
Exactly. Yeah. And so he has to rely on these staffers, and these staffers are in communication with these career lobbyists, and that's who you can't trust. We can trust Duffy. We can trust Trump, but we've got to get the right people working for Duffy. And I believe that's our biggest challenge here. And that's why it's taken so long to affect change. Trump wants to change things. Duffy wants to change things. But do the people who were
has
there...
Duffy's office, has the transportation office been in touch with you?
We made contact with senior officials for the first time 2 weeks ago. We delivered about a 4-hour presentation, and they were absolutely gobsmacked. And so we've been in touch with them ever since. We have not been at the level of Duffy, and I understand why. He's got a lot on his plate. But there's senior officials that know exactly what's going on now, and they're outraged.
Well, I hope we...
Listen, all credit due goes to American Truckers United with a lot of this information I'm going to share with you guys in this video, and that I've already shared with you guys already. This right here is on I-55. I-55, guy going the wrong way. Guys, one of them foreigners coming over here, and it takes a whole bunch of guys and a freaking officer with a golf uniform November. It's sad that I can't say the word, but a golf uniform November, just to get this guy out. Okay? And just a couple of weeks earlier than this, we had another one of these guys from India. Okay? That was out there driving drunk in the state of Arkansas, okay, just a couple of weeks before this. And then obviously we had the wreck down there in Florida, the guy doing a freaking U-turn. Guys, I'm telling you guys this, and listen, I'm going to say this again, all credit goes to American Truckers United for putting a lot of information out here for me to talk about, because I've been out MIA, as a matter of fact, today as I record this Wednesday, my mother-in-law went to the emergency room, and we were having to deal with that. So I was out. So let me just say this, though. This is what I've been thinking about, because a lot of this has been happening in this year, 2025. Okay? 100,000 truck drivers from India are coming here. Have been here so far, if not more, just from that one country. 100,000 truck drivers. And you truck drivers out there on the road, you guys, I'm not telling you something you don't already know. You see it out there every day. Okay? And this is what I'm going to sit there and say, and you're only going to find this on Bonehead Truckers. You're only going to find this on Bonehead Truckers. You just are. Because you're not going to find anyone say what I'm about to say that's in the trucking space, whether it be a truck driver or whatever, on YouTube, because they're afraid of the consequences. Well, I'm not. Okay? I'm going to tell you how I see it. I believe that people are coming over to this country from all over the world, not just India, but people from Eastern Europe, people from Russia, okay? People from, the islands in the Caribbean, South America, Africa. People are coming over here to wage war on the United States of America. And I think they're using trucks to do it. And it's not just the truck drivers. It's absolutely not. Just like the clip you saw earlier about Hope Trans. This company does not give a damn. They don't give a damn about the safety out there on the road. They don't care about American citizens. Okay, this is not the first time that Hope Trans has went out there and it's not their first rodeo, folks. They're out there now. They're stealing loads allegedly. Okay, they're still operating, and they're going to operate, and they don't care. I don't have an agenda, folks, other than the trucking agenda. I'm pro-trucking. I'm pro-American trucking. Pro-citizens, American citizens. And this year, especially this year, 2025, has just seen a ramp up of all this going on. Do you think it's a coincidence? Do you actually think it's a coincidence in 2025 when you have the president that we have, when you have the people, the immigration policies that he's trying to enforce? Do you actually think that this is all a coincidence? I don't think it is. Is it coordinated? Somewhat. A bunch of foreigners coming over here that own trucking companies that come over. Listen, how in the world do people come over here from other parts of the world where they're poor and struggling, and then they come over here to the United States and all of a sudden they own a trucking company? When you got Joe Blow getting his CDL through, freaking a CDL school, doing it the right way, goes to a major company, go get training, does all the training. He goes out there and tries to start a business and he fails at it. Just as fast as you can shake a stick. When these guys come over here from nothing, from a country that eats cow poop, comes over here to America, particularly California and Chicago. They come over here from their freaking third world countries. They come over here and they prosper. How? When you got Americans who struggle. This is a war against America, folks. This is a war against us and our way of life. And I'm, for one, standing up with people that are willing to stand up. This is it's outrageous that people won't say anything. I get it. You're trying to protect yourself. But it's time to get out there and get on your high horse. Join X, okay? Get on there and see what's going on. Spread the message. Not just my message, your message. Other people's messages that aren't too coward to say it. I know I'm not the only one. It seems like it sometimes. Bonehead Truckers, we're gone.